Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here and welcome to Candidly Speaking with Chelle and Kelle. I'm Kelle.
And I'm Chelle.
Today's show is sponsored to you by Blue Sky Video Productions. Blue Sky Video Productions can help you with YouTube strategies. He helps people live stream, and I forgot what I was going to say. I do that all the time, don't I? Our second sponsor is Fatty Head Pizza. You can see the logo right there. And this is it's Laura Manavon right there. You can see her. She has this most amazing pizza crust that is keto,
unbelievable,
no cauliflower, gluten-free, and 1 net carb. So it's technically the most gluten-free crust that you can find. I mean, it's beautiful. It tastes great. It doesn't taste salty, and it's really
it's wonderful. And you know how you eat something, you say, well, that's good considering it's like diet food.
Right.
This is not like that.
No,
it's good because it's good.
So you can find her at www.fattyhead.kitchen. That must be on Facebook. Is that on Facebook?
Peanut Gallery. Sorry.
Okay. All right, Michelle, why don't you tell everybody what this show is on?
We are so glad that you all have tuned in for our initial show, and we've been talking about the show for a couple of weeks, so just to kind of let you know what we're about, Kellen and I met through a group of salespeople, and we are a wonderful group, and we are in Kansas City, Missouri this week, just kind of having a little summit, and tonight we are at Old Shawnee Pizza in Lenexa, have had amazing pizza, amazing pasta. So that's why you may hear a little bit of background noise, and we're obviously in the pizza parlor. But we have these amazing conversations with each other and talk about everything. It is very much stream of consciousness. So from one topic to another, we usually bring it back around to the initial topic, but not always. So just really, we did a promo saying this was unscripted girl talk, and that is exactly what this is. Okay, so just hang on. Okay, you're gonna have fun, I promise. So
too.
Yeah, because
we think we have the most amazing guest today. I'm so excited.
We do. We have an unbelievable guest. Okay, she is a best-selling author. She is the host of workshops on networking. She works with customer loyalty, does customer loyalty training, social media training. She is a sales giant and all around just amazing, amazing woman. And we are so thrilled to have her, especially on our first show, the one and only Jennifer Gitomer.
Woo! Hey guys! I've been like having my own little dance party in the background.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
Oh man, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me on.
We are thrilled to have you. Now, here's what I want to say first. This is a quote from Jen, and she says, if I can find it here, in 2013, I found my true calling, training and coaching sales teams and business owners on how to increase their sales and make profit. So Jen, talk about that.
Okay, well, let's see, where do I even begin? In 2013, I had just quit my job. I was with an educational software company for 6.5 years, had an awesome position where it was kind of cushy, like, if you know what I mean. And I was managing a team across the country, and it was just benefits and high pay and very secure. And I decided to take that leap. It was a huge leap of faith to really just quit and go after my passion. And I had no idea how it would turn out. I knew that I had been successful at training salespeople from my former roles, but now it's different when you start a personal brand business and you're taking that leap of faith and jumping out on your own. It's scary. It's really scary.
So how did you get, I mean, because a lot of people are in, Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia.
A lot of people are like in that place right now, especially with everything that's going on. And I know there's this mental thing that you have to get past. in order to make like a huge jump like you did, like this great job, and then I'm going to do this other thing. So what was the biggest mental hurdle you had to overcome?
So, okay, I was trying to abbreviate the story, but I'll actually give you one more tidbit because this is relevant. So I quit my job thinking I was going to start my own business and chickened out because I got really scared. And so I went to work for someone else. And I was only there for about, I want to say 3 months. I have no claim on this job whatsoever. It's not on my LinkedIn. You will never know the company because it was the worst experience of my life. And in terms of jobs, and I realized if this idiot could own a business and a multi-million-dollar business and and fail at it so bad, I mean, like just do terrible things to employees and whatever, then why couldn't I do it even better? Like I'm actually at least ethical. And so that's when I realized it was kind of this sign from the universe, like, or God or whoever being like, stop being a chicken and just go do it. And so I just had to get out of my head. I mean, it's when you're in that position, and I think a lot of people have gone through this with COVID. Like they've been quarantined, they're starting to question their lives. Do I really like what I'm doing, or is it not so good? You know, what is it about my job that I do like now that I'm home all the time, looking at my four walls, rethinking everything about life? And I think so many people I know have gone through that. And the truth of the matter is, you have to do what you love. So if you're not excited to go to work on Monday, then that's a sign. Like I would have panic attacks Sunday nights, like anxiety attacks. Like it was just so bad because I didn't want to go back Monday. And if that's ever your feeling, it's time. Like just make that leap, because anything you do where you're following your passion, you're going to do better.
I forgot I muted myself. It's really noisy.
Me too. Sorry about that. Thank you. But you know, that's actually what Kellen and I were discussing today, that I think especially during the COVID scare that we're going through now and quarantine, people are looking, and I think maybe particularly women, I guess everyone, but how do I want to emerge from this? How do I want to come out on the other side? Do I want to reinvent myself? And thankfully, you had the courage to do that. And I guess you just have to get past it in your head.
Yeah, and you really have to think about your beliefs. So when you outline your beliefs, you have to consider like why do you believe in yourself? And of that belief in yourself, why also do you believe that you can do this and that you can help people, and whatever it is you want to shift into or pivot into, you know, really that next thing. Where are your baseline beliefs? And when you can create that foundation of strength, then you can start to move forward. But, you know, the thing that holds us back all the time are limiting beliefs. And so, but we don't know that they're limiting beliefs because they feel like facts. You know, so when someone says like, oh, well, I'm not very good at whatever, that's a belief. That's not necessarily a fact. Someone else might think that they're great at it. And so it's really a matter of identifying those beliefs that are holding you back and figuring out how to overcome them or how to change them.
Okay, so Jen, can you talk about what was your game plan? I mean, did you sit down and make a list, write all of this stuff out, or did you just go for it and tackle it? What did you do?
I called my CPA because he was like one of those people. I'm like, well, he's successful in business. Maybe he can guide me. And he's like, yeah, do it, Jen, do it. And, okay, so what do I do?
Have you had any coaching or anything? Do you have a coach or,
Yeah. So I ended up joining a networking group, and in that networking group, there were about 100 members. And by the way, I was scared. Am I allowed to curse? I was scared shitless. Like I had to walk into a room with 100 other people and get up and give a 30-second commercial. Now, you guys do not know this because most people don't know this. I am an introvert. I am not an extrovert, okay? I am shy. I am introverted. I am,
You sure?
yes, I am positive.
You're faking it really well, girl. You are.
I have learned how to play a personable role, but I'm still the person who, after an event, like whatever you're at, I would be like the first out of there and ready to just go back to my hotel room and like corner up in my introvert hole. Like, and whereas like Jeffrey, my husband, like he can keep talking to people all night. And I'm like, can we go yet? I'm done. Because to me it's exhausting, but to him it's energizing. So anyway, I go to this networking event without any plan. I'm just like, I'm going to figure out how to help people. I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have a formal structure. I just had a really strong belief in myself that I could help people. That was it. And my company was like 3 commission quarters behind. So I had a huge cash out. So they had to pay everything when I left. So I also had, don't want to fluff that. I had significant savings to rely on. So I go to this networking meeting. I'm scared out of my mind. I have to stand up in front of 100 people and talk about who I am and what I do and who I want to meet. And I am just mortified, like, oh my God, this is scary. And that's how I realized that actually, like, it was more fun than scary. And that's when I started my speaking career. And that's when I started just literally helping people and meeting with people in the group who were 3, 4, 5, 10 years ahead of me in business who could give me guidance. And then, yes, eventually I hired a coach, and I've always invested in personal development. But I'll be honest, like, I didn't have a plan. And my plan was create revenue. And I think a lot of people get stuck because they don't. And I know I'm like going all over but they don't start out with a revenue first plan.
I love that you're being honest with us about that you were scared the shit out of you. Because all we ever hear when people do this are the beginning, I didn't like what I did, and now I love what I do. And so thanks for sharing that in between, because people need to be realistic and know, okay, you can't just technically jump into something without any kind of, knowledge. Like, would you suggest for somebody today to do what you did?
If you have a cushion of comfort, like in terms of financial stability and all that, yeah, take a risk on yourself, bet on yourself. You're the best person to bet on, and if you have that personality, like I have a competitive personality that I was not going to let myself fail. Right. Like, I went into it with that mindset. But what you're talking about, Kellen, is so true. Like today, Jeffrey and I, he's a good husband, we went on the beach and flew a kite. And because I bought a kite a week ago and I've been dying to fly it. I don't remember flying one as a child. And I have no idea how. I'm like, do I run? Do I hold it? What do I do? Like, how do you get it up in the sky? And I'm thinking like, and I'm like, Jeffrey, like video us trying this because it was hysterical. I ran 5 different times with him holding it, and I couldn't get the kite into in the air, which is like sick, okay? And then finally he runs, and of course he gets it up on the first try. And so now I'm filming it. I'm like, look, the kite's in the air, He got it up. But what you don't understand are those 5 times that I tried before and failed, and how we figured out what to do. And I think that so often, like, people want to be with you on that journey. Like, if you're doing Facebook Lives, if you're doing Instagram posts, and especially if you have some sort of personal brand business where you're the face of your company, or even as a salesperson and you're the face, people want to know, like, take them along for the ride. They don't just want to arrive at the destination. They want to know what's going on the whole way.
I totally agree.
I do too. And I love it that you and Jeffrey play together. That is fun. That is, a lot of people know. And if you don't know, Jennifer's husband is Jennifer Gitomer, who is, I guess, has written the #1 selling sales book of all time, Little Red Book of Selling, and is just amazing. And each other. So
and responsible for bringing us together.
That's right.
Yes.
We met each other because of his new normal course. So we owe a lot. I really, just so thanks to you for that. Let me ask you something a little off topic here, Jennifer. What kind of moisturizer do you use?
What kind of what?
Moisturizer.
Oh, okay. So when I remember to put it on,
You've got great skin, and I'm always looking for one. And Kellen and I have talked about it, and I said I'm going to ask Jen what she uses.
I use this amazing stuff. It's called Filorga. And
say that again. What's it called?
Filorga, Filorga. I get it in Paris, and you can actually get it in the pharmacies in Paris, but it's like way more expensive. There's this one discount pharmacy, and that's like not like actually in a nice area, but there's this one discount pharmacy. The next time you go to Paris, let me know, and I will send you there. You can get all your French cosmetics for like 40% off. It's amazing.
You know what? Here's the thing. I appreciate that. I'm going to tell you, probably if it's not at Sephora, it's probably not going on this. Obviously, I'm a fan of all things Sephora.
Can I chime in on this?
Huh?
See, I have no facial regimen, none. And my daughter bought these mask things that were supposed to moisturize. It's a cloth or paper, but it's really wet and it sticks to your face.
Yeah.
My skin is so dry that it fell off because it sucked in all the moisture.
Oh my God.
So I probably should maybe listen to you, Jen, because she says that's good.
Yeah. See, we told y'all that this was unscripted, right? And could just go in any direction, from changing the trajectory of your life to
your moisturizer. But it's hard to remember to put it on every day. And there's like an eye cream and a face cream and all the creams.
Did you know you're supposed to wear more than one eyeshadow color?
You're supposed to what?
You're supposed to wear more than one eyeshadow color?
I don't wear eyeshadow. It's too complicated.
Emily, I don't have to wear 7 colors.
I was deprived as a child. My mom never taught me how to put on makeup. So, and we didn't have YouTube tutorials. So I never learned, and I just don't do it.
I used to put makeup on. I guess I started in about 5th grade, maybe 6th. I'm thinking 5th though. I would put makeup on the bus on the way to school and then spend the ride home taking it all off. And now, Jen, you're not going to remember this. Kellen, you may. There was a little Avon product. It was a little hamburger that had lip gloss in it. Do you remember that? Kellen, do you remember that?
I'm sorry.
We have all of our other members here who are heckling us. I apologize. But anyway, there were 2 colors, and I would put one color on my cheeks and the other on my this is lip gloss, y'all, and I was in the 5th grade. One color on my eyes, and I thought I looked spectacular.
My mom told me if you don't have lipstick, you go you bite your lips and it gives it color.
I don't know.
Oh my God, Joe Soto, what's up?
Hey, Joe.
If you want me to make
your way in on any cosmetics,
it would be really interesting for all the other peeps who are with us right now to let us know what kind of moisturizer you use.
Because I'm looking for a new one. So anyone who wants to buy in, I'd really like to know.
Hamburger lip gloss. Ryan's getting it.
See, Ryan, do you remember the hamburger lip gloss? It was awesome. Avon, who knew?
Oh man,
I love Ryan.
That is freaking awesome.
Okay.
Is it your turn or my turn?
I don't know. I've got another thing I want to talk about, unless you've got one ready.
Go ahead.
Okay, here's what I want to talk about. Okay, I am a diehard. For those of you who don't know, a diehard is someone who listens to Jennifer and Jeffrey's podcast called Sell or Die, and I love it. And I have heard you several times, Jen, talk about bringing the woo. Okay. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
That is amazing.
Yes, Gilmore, George Henderson, and Eric Pham. Yeah.
God.
Anyway,
They talk me out at the bar. I'm all by myself.
about that. Yeah, I'm in the room with them.
You send one out here with me.
So let's talk about bringing the woo.
I say,
Okay.
woot.
So like take a deep breath.
I know this is your thing.
Woo is like when you become a little bit more spiritual, bringing the woo. See, that's a little like wish, like whoo. Like woo is like to me without like
No,
just woo. And it's like it's hard to explain because it's like I've become more spiritual and trusting that that first of all, there's a few different concepts that go along with the woo. Okay. The first is that everything's always working out for you in your favor. And if you can begin to believe that, then you start to look for the opportunity every time something goes wrong. So a couple weeks ago, Gabrielle, our 11-year-old, was really upset about something. And even for her, I'm like, Gabs, let's find the good in this. And to an 11-year-old, when they're all pissed off, they're like, what? Like, how could you say that? How could there be something that's good in this thing that I'm so freaking upset about? And the truth is, everything that happens, if you believe it's happening in your favor and you believe it's happening for you instead of to you, then you can begin to find the good in it. Okay. And I'm telling you, once you start practicing this, it's freaking amazing. But along with that, I do woo-y kind of things. Okay. So like I have, oh gosh, what's it called? It's, okay, we'll go back to this. I have a little cleanser thing, and it's like you light it and you cleanse your whole aura, you cleanse your whole room. I meditate. I get really grounded in myself. Like even how I'm sitting right now, I'm sitting on a high chair, but like I'm totally Indian style because I feel like more like just grounded to the ground. I'm on a chair, but
I think my legs can cross.
What's that?
I thought I was mute.
Just failed for me, but okay.
And so there's like different woo things I do. I light candles. And they and my candles have spiritual meanings to them. Some have smudge. Thank you, Phil. Yes, a smudge thing. Okay, and with a smudge, you it's like a stick, a wood stick thing, and it smells kind of like incense a little bit, but not really. And you just get all the negative vibration out of your house. So you open the windows to let it out, and then you close it to keep the good stuff in. Like there's all these different ceremonial kind of things that I do. I'm going to stop because I think I'm going to sound really weird. But the whole concept of it is that you begin to believe in signs and things that show you evidence that everything is happening in your favor and that things are happening for you, and that you end up starting to see things that show you're on the right path. Like numbers mean things. So like 1111 is not just like some weird, some like cool number. Like there is meaning behind numbers. And so if you start seeing like 1111 on license plates and doors and on the time, like every time it's 1111, you see like your angels are guiding you. Sounds so weird to say out loud. To tell you you're on the right path. So, and there's all different meanings. So I can go like really woo, but we won't go there right now. But let's just start with the belief that everything is happening for you.
Okay.
I love that.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just on Sell or Die, when I bring up the woo, it's because a lot of the time, like Jeffrey will say something that's very logical and he'll break down a concept. And then I'm thinking about it from the woo perspective of like, and here's the law of attraction, or here's the energetic vibration of that and where it's coming from. Because when I meet people, even though I'm introverted, I'm very observant of what's going on with their energy, and I pick up on energy. And so that's like a very just like a woo thing. Does anyone else woo here? I don't know. It's hard to kind of explain.
I don't know. I didn't really know what it was. Like I said, you would just kind of mention it in passing, and that's why I, just kind of wanted to hear a little bit more about that. I am actually know that we have. I'm very strong in my faith, and I know in Psalm 92, I think, it talks about we have angels, and to protect us, and I absolutely I know that. That's very interesting. Now, Jeffrey is not as much into that as you. Is that correct?
No, he's not into it. And there's a lot of crossover between, and I think it was Diane's question. We'll get back to, or someone asked a question. We'll get back to that. And just Diane, we'll get back to your question in just a sec. But there's a lot of overlap between believing in spiritual stuff and the universe and God. And just some people, I think, don't want to say God, even though that's what they mean. Yep. Or you can, I don't know, it's like your higher self, which is obviously God or the universe, whatever you believe in, but I try to keep it neutral because everyone has different beliefs, and these days you really don't want to offend anybody.
Okay. I tell you what, Kellen, is it hot in the room you're in? I'm about to die.
Very cool. It's very nice.
What are you? I'll tell you what, y'all. Jennifer,
banning me and making
this. Thank you. Bam is blowing on me. Thanks, Bam.
Okay, Lynn Dornish. I've spoken to her a couple times. She's a lovely lady.
Like
very niche. Bam.
Thank you. Sorry.
She's looking to start a new business, and it's very niche. And I believe it has to do with CPR training.
Is this Diane?
Diane, yeah. I spoke to her maybe a week or so ago, and she's just so passionate about what she wants to do, and I'm just so proud of her. And if you, what kind of advice would you give to Diane?
So, Diane, I really want to ask you like a lot of questions so that I can make the advice specific to you. But I think for any woman starting their own business, there has been something that's been ingrained in our culture that I can say because I'm a female that men cannot say, but this concept that like women are being held down or not given equal opportunity, or there's the glass ceiling, or whatever it may be, okay? And my concept of that is, who the F cares? That's their problem, okay? Now, you have an opportunity to go do something amazing. Don't concentrate on the negative stuff. Because if you concentrate on the negative stuff and you concentrate on the like, oh, there's a glass ceiling, I can't get any further than I need to go, or I'm a woman in business and it's going to be so hard because it's a woman in business. Well, then your thoughts are creating your reality, and that's literally the reality you are going to create. Now, if you use your thoughts in a more powerful way and you say, how can women in business be successful? And I know that's where your question is going, right? And how can women in business be successful? Now you're asking yourself a really good question. And when we ask ourselves better questions, we actually end up seeking better answers. And so with that, first of all, there are grants for women. Like if you classify your business as a woman-owned business, you can get free money. Like literally, they're like handing out money. I don't know where the money comes from. We've probably paid it ourselves in taxes, whatever. I'm not going to get into the political side of this, but there is free money and it's kind of up for grabs. And so go on those grant websites and chat and search for like women in business grants, and you will find them. Like I get this notification every week, and every week there's like $15,000 for women in business, 10,000, and you have to apply, and you don't always, get accepted, but you will get things. And so think about how you can use your power as a female to your benefit, and how you can use that power to really step into what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and who it is you're supposed to be serving, and who it is you're supposed to be helping.
That's awesome. She said she wants to talk to you, and she will contact you
okay,
at the end
cool.
of let her know how to do that so she can get a hold of you.
And Diane, I know she's in Insiders Club. I know she's in ESW. I think she's in Insiders Club as well.
I think so
I'm
too. Yeah.
pretty sure.
So
this concept around thoughts and beliefs determining our outcomes is a little woo too. I know, but I can't make it more clear. Like, it is so powerful. Your thoughts are literally one of the most powerful parts of your entire existence. And the beliefs and the thoughts that you have in your head create your actions and determine your actions, and your actions determine your reality. And they determine your outcome. And so it's like, if you don't like your outcome, a lot of people go back to their actions. Well, what can I do better? You've heard people say that, right? Like, how can I do it better? What can I do better? And the thing that they really need to do is go all the way back to their thoughts, because if going back to your actions isn't deep enough, you have to take that layer off and go back to your thoughts that created those actions.
But you know, Jen, I'm interested to see what you think about this. One of the things that I preach to a lot of people, but I preach to my kids about this, and my kids are grown. My son's 24, my daughter's 18. But you know what you put in your head, and Kelle and I have had this conversation. You know, I find myself watching. I used to love the show Criminal Minds, CSI, all of that stuff. Okay, loved it. But I would find myself at the end of the episode, my fists are clenched like this. I mean, you know, my blood pressure's probably up. You know, I'm just tense. And I'm thinking, this is what I'm doing for entertainment. This is what I'm doing in my leisure time, you know, for recreational purposes. This is ridiculous. So I think that if you feed all of this stuff, all this negative, all this traumatic stuff in your head, that just really can't be good for you. And I know that's not exactly what you're talking about, but interesting to see, you know, what you think about that. You know what I do every morning? When I get up, I go to the gym almost every morning, obviously not every morning, but I get home and I'm getting ready and I turn on I Love Lucy. Okay.
Oh, I love that.
I don't watch it because I'm getting ready, but I can hear it. You know, it's in the bedroom. I can hear it. But, you know, it's just kind of a good start to the day. Like,
Where do you stream it from? Like YouTube? I'm going to have to start doing this.
You know what? It's on like Me TV is what I see it on, I think, or Channel 3.
My daughter knows. We watch it at night.
But anyway, you know, I just think about all the stuff that we put in our brain, and over and over, it just cannot be good for you. It just can't.
So it's a really good point. And I think that especially right now with the election coming up, people don't even realize how much news they're consuming. Mm-hmm. And besides the fact that, like, don't get me started on the news because there's a lot of fake shit out there, but it is not positive. I don't care what channel you're reading, there is always some sort of negative slant, because that's how they keep you coming back for more. And their job is to keep, like, literally they are in the business of getting you addicted, right? And so because if they get you addicted, then you're going to view more ads and they're going to make more money. That's all it's about. And so they're they have no intention of showing you some happy news. Here's the I Love Lucy version of your day. Like, that doesn't happen. And so what I see a lot too is people wake up in the morning and the first thing they do, what do you think the first thing they do is?
Probably switch on the news or the paper or
look at their phone.
Whatever.
And Kellen, what's your guess?
I said, look at your phone.
Yeah. Most everyone wakes up, looks at their phone. They want to see what happened on social media since they fell asleep. They want to look at Instagram. They want to go on Facebook. What I miss? Well, you know what? That's like waking up and eating Twinkies for breakfast. Okay? You're feeding your mind junk food.
That's right.
Okay? Just like you wouldn't wake up as an adult on most normal days and say, I'm going to have Twinkies for breakfast because this is really nutritional and this is going to keep me in my healthy zone. No, like, you do that when, like, shit's gone bad, okay? But yeah, we're feeding our brain bullshit when we wake up with all the social media, because all social media is a lot of comparison and a lot of, I mean, Jeffrey's show aside where he's giving positive stuff, your show aside where my show, like, other than very few things where people are really intentionally on there to give positive inspiration and information, most people are going on and scrolling. They're just scrolling through a feed. And it's like a mindless junk food fest. And if you think about how you feel after you've had too much sugar and how you feel after you've like binge ate a shit ton of crap, okay, excuse my language, right? Like now you're doing that to your brain. How is it setting you up for success? And so I want everyone who's watching this to do something different tomorrow morning, because when you wake up, your brain deserves to be fed something positive, something funny, something that's going to give you inspiration to have a kick-ass day.
Well, the saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And I know people have to have a ding dong every now and then, right?
Every now and then, I do that at like 7 a.m. when I wake up. It's not like the foundation of my diet.
I don't know.
Like,
I may have heard that for breakfast.
I'm just saying, like, don't make it the foundation of your day.
You're talking about all this great stuff, and I'm thinking, no more ding dongs.
You can have a ding dong. Oh, do they still make those, or have those been like canceled?
I'll tell you what, they make them, but they're smaller and there's not as much stuff in the middle.
The ding dongs are smaller. I'm sorry, that's funny.
That's ridiculous. Yeah,
It's true. It's a conspiracy, but we could talk about that on another show.
that's another show.
Yeah. I thought this is the unscripted show, though. What is that?
Right.
That's all scripted.
Obviously. Yeah,
Good out.
good in, good out. Exactly. Exactly. Just the opposite of garbage in, garbage out. So really, just keep that in mind before you're filling your brain and in your life with all of this just garbage. Just not good, guys. Like I said, I tell my kids all the time, don't do that.
I haven't watched the news since March.
Way to go.
But you remember, even if you think back at 9/11, after a while, they were saying, stop watching this footage. Stop watching it. Don't watch it anymore, because it's so traumatic, and it just, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
I was in high school in the Bronx, and I had to pick my sister up because I drove, and I had to pick my sister up at the lower school, and I couldn't get back over the bridge to New Jersey to get home.
Oh, wow.
And because they closed the bridges, and my dad came rushing into New York, made like the last trip they allowed over the bridge so that he could at least be on the same side as me. And then we caravanned back, and it took like the 30-minute trip took like 6 hours.
Oh, sure. I'm sure. You can imagine.
Insane. Yeah.
Can't even
Yeah.
I think we're supposed to go about 30 minutes. I think we've been a little over that. So,
I could go on for another 2
I
hours.
know. Let's just keep doing
This
this.
is so much fun, except
They're dying to
oh
get up.
boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
Simmer down, people.
I said, if you're going to stay in here, you're going to have to behave. They didn't mind. They're,
We love them. We love them.
they're pretty hilarious. I'll say that. Pretty hilarious.
But I am so inspired by you, Jen. I mean, you helped me, professionally, and I'm just so excited that you could be here. And I seriously, I would sit and talk with you for another 2 hours, because you've done so many wonderful things, and you're such a positive, woman who's, inspiring, and I want to say powerful, because you're a woman. So, and that's exactly what we wanted on this show. And for you to be our first guest, I am beyond honored.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. You guys are amazing as well, and I'm so excited that you started this show, because you're about to inspire a ton of women and men. There's a lot of men on here as well. So,
Well, yeah, we're hoping to have a little something for everyone. So,
That's our goal.
a little something for everybody. So, Jen, what would you like to say in closing?
and have a good night. No, do something you love. And if the last couple of months you've really been thinking about making a shift of some sort, or pivoting or some sort, or quitting your job and walking away from it, do something you love, because you deserve to wake up every day and love what you do and be so excited about it that it doesn't even feel like work, that it just feels like fun every single day.
I was muted. That's okay. Actually, one of the last things I was going to say to you is I took one of your quotes that says, "I get to wake up and do what I love every day," and that just is the epitome of you. So, the rest of us.
Yeah, and you made it happen. You made it happen. You made the choice to make that happen.
Yeah, and that's the distinction. It is a choice, and you, the listener on this, you get to decide. You get to make that choice. So let me know how it goes. Follow me on Instagram at Jen Gitomer and connect with me. I love messaging with people and meeting them, especially on Instagram, since I am an introvert.
I remember in the very beginning, the three of us, it was Bam and me and Kara. We called you at home and you answered.
And it was a video call. And I'm like, Jeffrey, I think they're calling me on video. Answer it. And I'm like, but we're all hanging out. He's like, answer it.
Well, that was the beginning of it all.
There you go. That's history.
Okay, there you go.
This is the Sell or Die website. You can go listen to the Sell or Die podcast, or if you're it's mainly geared towards female entrepreneurs, my Breakthrough Babe podcast, and that's where you can find more of me. Thanks.
Actually, there was something on it that I sent to some of my male friends that I thought, you need to do this. It was the VIP thing. Remember your VIP?
Oh yeah.
That was I sent it to a lot of people. So
there are a lot of males who have signed up for that masterclass. I'm hosting a free masterclass next week. JenGitomer.com/VIP masterclass. And it was mainly geared towards female coaches. And I looked at the list today. I'm like, half the people on here are males. Like, sorry,
you bring something to everyone, though, Jen. They just want what's in your brain. I mean, come on. And let me tell you, every day on my way to work and on my way home, it is Sell or Die.
It's so cool.
Every day.
Well, thank you for listening.
Listen to countless times.
You want to promote the Insider Club?
Yeah, if you guys, I think everyone on here is in it that I see. So. But you can go to, what is the website? Gitomer.com/insiders club. There you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Jennifer, thank you so much. We
thank you guys.
Enjoyed it and are so, as Kellen said, so honored to have you on our, what's it called? Inaugural show? What it's called? What's the word? There's a fancy word for it.
Premiere?
Our first show. How's that?
Perfect. It's perfect. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a good night. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, everybody else, for coming. And we'll be here next week. And we'll make an announcement who our guest is because I can't remember.
But it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
And thanks, VSVP, for being our sponsor. And Fatty Head Pizza Dough. See y'all later.
Bye.